I'm from Manchester.
You're from Manchester?
Yeah.
Wigan should be on the map.
There we go, you can just see the clock tower there.
This house don't feel like home anymore. You say you've gone to set me free. Words of despair, your clothes on the floor. Maybe there's no part of you left in me. Clouds in the weather, it changes. Tell me, why did you bring this fight? Moving through changes, you and I.
Okay my friends, once again I'm in my own town of Wigan. I'm actually in Mains Park, or Wigan Park as I refer to it as being. And Wigan, by the way, this week has been voted UK's #1 place to live. You've heard it right, UK's #1 place to live. Drop your comments down below what you think about that one. But anyway, it is a beautiful day here in Wigan. I'm going to take you for a walk. I've not been for a while, so I want to have a little look around the town centre and to take a look at everything that's been going on in way of the actual developments here in the town itself. Again, I'm in Mains Park, Wigan Park. You've got the coffee shop, the very popular coffee shop at the back of me. There's lots of people here today, by the way, on a Sunday enjoying this glorious setting of Mains Park. The sunshine is out, blue skies. Yesterday, total contrast, it was absolutely bashing it down with rain, and all of the actual streets and roads were all flooded. So I gave it a miss yesterday. I was going to come yesterday for a look around, but again I gave it a miss pure and simply because of the actual weather. I'm here today though, I'm going to enjoy everything that Wigan has got to offer in way of this particular scenery that is in front of me, again here in Mains Park. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to head into the actual town centre itself to have a little look around. It is a Sunday, and obviously there'll be lots of things here in the town centre that are closed on a Sunday, so I do expect it to be relatively quiet. Again, I was going to come yesterday, but there was absolutely, well, the roads were just, they were closed, the vast majority of them in the town centre. I was looking at some of the images online, and they were just flooded all over the town, not just here obviously in Wigan, but the vast majority of the surrounding areas and towns. It really did open up yesterday, the Evans, and yeah, the roads just couldn't cope with the downpour of rain. But just look at this in front of me. I love this waterfall. It's absolutely beautiful. Just look at this. It's stunning, isn't it? Really, really nice. And you can just see the statue of Sir Francis Powell with his golden boot, or his golden shoe, should we say. And there's the view again of the actual coffee shop. Really, really beautiful. I've not actually come here to actually take you for a look around the actual park itself. I've been here before and I have done a vlog on it. Again, way back in the day when I first started vlogging. So not the best in way of quality, and I'm always learning all the time. But you've got the bandstand over the far side, again steeped in history. Sir Ian McKellen obviously lived here for a significant duration of his earlier youth, should we say. I think he was around about 2 years old when he moved to Wigan, and he lived here I think up to around about him being 11 or 12, and I think he took in, from what I remember, his first experience of Shakespeare at Wigan Little Theatre. And again, his house was just over my right hand side to where I'm stood now, where he lived, right next to Wigan College, here again in the town centre. So again, the town itself is it's steeped in history. On the point of history, you've got Sir Francis Powell in front of me, the golden shoe or the boot, where if you was to touch it, you had to get good luck. So Wigan, UK's #1 town, and I'm interested in finding out, and I will on my way around, if I can speak to people again, with respecting the particular space. If they don't want to speak, that's obviously their prerogative. I don't want to intervene on people's public space or private space when they're out with families and so forth. But if I can speak to somebody, I will, just to try and, well, gauge their opinions about the recent vote that Wigan is the #1 place to live. to Wigan Market. Obviously not open here on a Sunday. I was going to come again yesterday, but unfortunately the weather obviously didn't permit that to happen. And these really have taken the hit, haven't they? Obviously lots of people feeling sad for them. You know, they've really been through it, haven't they, over the years? For the football not being what it should be, again, for whatever reason. And then the change is obviously with the builds that have happened over the years, again, really testing times for the people who own the actual market stalls here in Wigan. And I only hope that going forward, well, they can get some kind of consistency in way of the actual footfall again coming into the town. I think that's really, really important, again, to bring the actual community back together again, to get people out shopping, a lot like it used to be when I was younger. Again, lots of obviously things have changed, the online presence of the easy shopping, should we say, the tap of the button and the delivery man popping up outside of the front door. But I think it's really, really important because, again, I know I keep rabbiting on about mental health, but it really, really is important, because if we have this segregation in way of people coming together, you know, these kind of community divides where people are not talking to each other, that really does affect people's mental health. It's really, really important, because we're social people, aren't we? Human beings are social animals, and ultimately we need others to interact with. And if we're not presented with them opportunities, or we withdraw for some reason, i.e., you know, we can't get into the town centre, transportation, shops are closed, or whatever it might be, costs maybe associated with certain environments, again, are all reasons why people, well, potentially stay away, and others, of course. But again, the effect that has on us as human beings, it can be actually catastrophic, can't it? Anyway, let's turn the camera back around again. It is very, very quiet. Let's just have a little look now. And I'm just stood on the street here now. I'm studying, I'm just thinking back to the way it used to be when I used to be a youngster playing in the reserves at Wigan Warriors, well, Wigan Rugby back then. And yeah, this street used to be absolutely full of people when I was a young man. And again, we used to come here quite frequently. I was an apprentice at Wigan Rugby to start off with at 16 from leaving school, and we used to come here to Tasty Bite to get our dinners, all of the apprentices, lots of the reserve players and the first team players at Wigan. We used to all come into the town centre, and it used to be absolutely booming. And all of this area, again, full of life. Turn the camera around now, and still there are shops that are closed here. Last time I came, by the way, to do a recording, it was akin to this. So it's still sad to see. There still looks to be some action in way of some of the shops are open, which good for them. But let me just turn the camera around anyway, show you. So again, you know, the old greenhouses, craft bakery, closed down. And some of the other shops up here look like they're closed down and boarded up. And let's just have a little look up here now. And by the way, the Tasty Bite, I do believe it's still there actually. The Royal Arcade, again steeped in history. But just have a look here now, or should we have a look from this side to see what's going on. So obviously you can see now that they've built down the foundations and they've levelled it off to ground level, and they've started now to obviously build whatever they're building there. So visually, over the next few months or so, and you should see something, well, resembling a building in front of you.
On the floor, maybe there's no part of you left in me. Clouds in the weather, it changes. Tell me, why did you bring this fight? Moving through changes. shirt don't feel like you anymore.
So it is a beautiful day. I do want to ask people what they think about the town being voted as UK's number one, but again, I don't want to intervene, invade people's private space. God, look at that. Look like they would fit in well with Tenerife. Sun's beaming down on, they must be absolutely boiling. But just looking around the town centre now, again it's Sunday, the footfall here today is nowhere near as fluid as what you would see on a Saturday, obviously during the week, Monday to Friday. But there are still people here. I'm just taking it in again. I've not been myself for a while. So let's just turn the camera around to show you. So you can obviously see the gaps in the buildings that have been taken down now. And you can see the old clock tower over the far side, attached to the indoor market. We'll continue to walk. That's Debenhams, wasn't it? Is that Debenhams? The building that's closed down? I'm sure that was Debenhams, wasn't it? Again, empty. And that's a building of age, isn't it, looking at it? But the old Woolworths, or the John Menzies, as it was more frequently, I remember it as being Woolworths, is here in front of us, and this is called the coffee shop now. Again, I've not been in here to try it. Looks very, very nice, doesn't it? And that, it was always very, very sad to see, because this particular building, again, really takes me back to being a young man. I used to, again, frequent it quite regularly. When I used to come into the town centre with my grandparents on the bus. Used to travel in on the bus with my nan and granddad. And we'd come into the town centre and take in everything, and with the vibrancy of this particular environment again. I keep having kind of flashbacks of being a child, and sure many of you do, and when you see something that's not quite right, it doesn't sit well with you, does it? It doesn't sit well with me as a Wiganer when shops are closed and the footfall's not what it should be. And again, it's a Sunday, you know, so I don't want to stir up emotions, because there are things happening here in the town centre that are positive, and I really do want to champion everything that's happening and going forward, because things have happened and we need to leave that now and move on, and to make sure that things do happen in a positive manner for the future generations to come. I think that's really, really important. But anyway, again, talking about this building, I remember it many, many years ago. Woolworths, John Menzies, and then it's been closed down for a number of years, just taking it all in. And now it's the coffee house. Again, not been in it yet to try it, so drop me a message down below. What do you think about it? It does look very, very nice. Might pop my camera in very, very, very quickly, just see what's what. Anyway, let's turn the camera around, have a little look. So this is the entrance. Again, I'm not going to buy anything in here today, because I've not come to sit down and eat and drink. I just wanted to have a little walk around. But this is beautiful, isn't it? Look at this, really, really nice. Again, don't want to keep the camera on people, but I like the ambience in here. I like what they've done with it. Very, very nice. Really, really smart. Lots of seating area. Again, people with families, so I'm not going to put the camera on obviously the children and so forth. I try not to do. But this is a lovely, lovely space. Beautiful. Really, really nice. I like it. Really do. I'm tempted, I'll be very, very honest with you. Looking at these cakes here now, and obviously the coffee and so forth. Really, really smart. I like this. I like it a lot. I will be back in here soon, and I will I will give it a go again. I've just come for a walk around here today, just to have a little look at everything what's going on. Very, very impressed with this coffee shop. Really, really smart. Smiley staff, by the way, at the back of me. I like it. I really do. Again, this is kind of a sign of evolving. I know one could say, well, it's only a coffee shop, but again, to have seen this actual building being closed down for a significant duration of time like it was, well, it was sad to see, wasn't it? It's sad to see any building that's not being used. And again, giving people an opportunity to come together. Again, the people laughing and joking and talking in here. It's all exceptionally good for your health and well-being. Again, coming together collectively and talking to each other, really, really important. Right, let's turn the camera around, keep walking. The old NatWest building. It's a striking building, isn't it, as well? Again, this just gives you kind of that visual look at the buildings here. And it, you know, if they could tell a story, they most certainly would. Again, the town is steeped in history. It really, really is. What do you think, Wigan, number one place to live?
I don't live here. I'm from Manchester.
You're from Manchester?
Yeah.
Just come shopping?
No, she lives here.
You're from Wigan?
But I'm not from Wigan.
You're not from Wigan, but you live here?
Yeah. I like living here.
Yeah, good stuff.
I tried getting her to come to Manchester, she was having none of it.
More shops.
This is what I'm just saying now, you know, it's good to see the likes of this building open. When I was a little boy, I used to come here with my grandparents, obviously my parents, and I always remember the way it used to be. Woolworths, John Menzies, and so forth. And then obviously that's obviously gone now. And then it was closed down for a significant duration of time. So it's nice to see this back in action, isn't it? But anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. See you later, bye-bye. Nice couple though, just speaking to. The gentleman was from Manchester. And I'm guessing, again, drop a message down below. I did give you my name, so I hope you do obviously subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. But I think it was his girlfriend again. I might be wrong in saying that. It might just be a friend, a work colleague or so forth, maybe even a family member. She's not from Wigan, but she lives in Wigan, and she's saying that, you know, we need more shops, but she can see that things are happening for, you know, that positive in way of what you can see. So, you know, fingers crossed that, you know, we do keep evolving and people again, you know, start coming out and supporting the things that are happening here in the town. You know, the frustrations that many have felt in the past, well, they're in the past now. And I've most certainly felt the, you know, the frustration elements of things, walking around and seeing things closing down. Again, I don't want to get political about this specific vlog. It's not the way that I want to do my vlogs, but again, I know a lot of people have been frustrated with the people in control of the town. But again, I want to kind of sidestep getting into that argument and debate. It is what it is. Potentially saying that does stir up emotions, I know, but let's face it, you know, the old dynamics in way of things changing throughout the country has vastly evolved, hasn't it? And we need to move with the times. But again, we've got an awful lot of work to do before we catch up with any kind of fluidity. I know I keep using that word, but the fluidity, the movement that we really, really need. Anyway, turn the camera around. Let's just see. Again, I don't want to keep the camera on anybody. Just looking here now, obviously the buildings here now being remodelled. Obviously they've been taking down the old buildings and you can see the steel structures that have been put up. You're from Wigan. What do you think about it this week, being voted UK's #1 town?
I think it's excellent. I think it's Wigan should be on the map. You know, I mean, with the very good rugby team they've got, which I support. You know, and the people in Wigan are very friendly.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Know, yeah, they're very friendly.
What do you think about the redevelopments in the town centre, if you don't mind me asking?
I'll never forget the old Wigan, how it used to be.
Yeah. The historical elements of the town, the history behind the back of some of the buildings,
Yes,
the
yes.
visual aspect of it, the Victorian styling and so forth.
Yeah.
Obviously that's given a bit of controversial kind of views and opinions, should we say, from people of the town. and obviously seeing the redevelopments now where it's going to stay within the actual character of the town.
Yes.
Would you agree with that?
I think Wigan has got a lot of old buildings.
And do you believe they need to be preserved?
Yes, I
Yes.
think they need to be preserved, yes. Central Park will,
Always been your art.
yeah.
So it will be with me as well.
And they are good memories.
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
It kind of, again, it stirs up a lot of emotions, doesn't it, Central Park? Because it's a place where many would have wanted to have stayed.
Yes.
Things do evolve,
Yes.
but again, there was something about Central Park that was very, very special.
Yes, it was. It was. I used to go there when I was a kid, when they put straw on the ground and take the straw off and watch the match.
Your
there.
Boston era,
You know. Oh yes, yes.
the greats. I'm just looking at the statue there now, and
The
it's
Jackie Cunliffe, the Billy
Yeah.
Boston, Ashton. Yeah, I remember them all.
some great names.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
names. Anyway, Dennis, thank you very much for speaking to me.
Alright, no problem.
Take care.
Pleasure
Enjoy the
talking
rest
to
of
you.
your day. Okay, so we're going to carry on walking now, and we'll head down this way. Can't really see anything here now than these kind of slip roads now, because they're all cornered off, obviously, with the boards at the back. Some of the businesses are obviously open today. It's a Sunday, as I keep saying. Let me just turn the camera around. So again, you can't see a great deal. There we go, you can just see the clock tower there. Okay, my friends, I hope you've enjoyed that very short walk around my own town of Wigan today. And again, it was just a bit of an impromptu, really, this vlog. I wanted to have a look around just to see what the redevelopments are like. And obviously they're very much, well, they're still in their infancy, aren't they? Even though they've been going on for quite a significant duration of time. They're still around about foundation level. They've obviously dug the ground up, and they are laying the, as you can see, the steelwork now to build up. Again, one of the gentlemen was saying that it won't take long, in his opinion, to build up, but we'll see. Okay, my friends, that's it from me, from my own town of Wigan. I'm excited, by the way, of the Griffin. Who remembers this place when Central Park used to be in action? Billy Boston used to own it, and everybody used to congregate here before the games. Anyway, that to one side, it's quite difficult for me to keep upbeat and positive about the town, because there's a lot of frustration amongst it. And I'm going to be honest with you, and I've got to be honest, walking through the town, well, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. In more ways than one, by the way. And I'm not going to say too much more about that. But there's some concerns that I see when I'm walking around the town. And I'm going to leave it on that point. But I can only hope, being somebody that is a proud Wiganer and a father as well, I want the town to obviously thrive in going forward. Drop me comments down below what you think and how the town can achieve that. Anyway, my friends, until the next time, take care for now, wherever you are in the world. Much love from me to you.